I was sent a message yesterday with an announcement of an upcoming live broadcast, and it had the list of guest speakers on this live broadcast. A few of them are big mouthpieces for the broader perimeter of what's happening. But then what I noticed was there were people on the list who were a little questionable but worked their way into that circle. So immediately my spiritual antenna went up, and it was, sorry, I can't associate my brain with any of it. Because when you hear things like, I get intel from the military, I have direct connections with the big wigs, I'm told information, and then I'm out here just telling everyone else that information. Well, at least almost all of it, because I can't tell you everything. Well, let's think about that in a very logical way of reality. So anyone who's in the military knows they don't spew this information. Anyone knows who, when they're married to a spouse in the military, what they do during the day generally isn't topic of discussion at the dinner table or pillow talk, especially when the crap gets deep and there's things that are of national security, etc. So just put that together, right? Let me tell you, I've been to parties where there have been generals there. And let me tell you, the conversation out of hello, how are you, maybe where you're stationed at this time, it doesn't go past there. They're just guests at a party. They're not sharing their information or going into a back room with their glass of wine and going, don't tell anybody. They're not doing any of that. So when you hear stories, you really might want to tap into that spiritual antenna, which will kind of tell you that possibly that might not be a reality. The other thing that people are spewing is the EBS system is going to go off. And yet they're talking for around the world. So there is no international EBS, just so you know. And knowing that information doesn't get you out of the game, because I'm going to tell you what, all those that are out there in search of all of this information thinking they're going to be hunkered down and ready to react because they knew this information will freeze. They will freeze in the, oh shit, this was a possibility. Now I completely forgot all the rest of the information and have no idea what to do, because nobody tells you what to do. They're just telling you the alarm's going to go off. You ready? Okay. Those who are sitting around being told, well, you know, when this all goes down, there's going to be some darkness, and the only channel that's going to work is going to be such and such channel. You might want to join on there now before everything goes out, and then you can't get on the channel, and then you won't be in the know. Who would drive you to one channel? Who would drive you there? And for what reasons? And why would that channel be any more connected or disconnected than any other channel? Just saying. Think about it. When people are telling you there's going to be this one gigantic flash, boom, the light bulb just went off, and the whole world's going to change in that split second, is incorrect on that information. There are energies coming in, going out, coming in, going out, coming in, going out, awakening, expanding, broadening thought processes, getting you more in touch with your heart center, helping to show you detach, 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 helping to show you what you've given permission to relay energy of information to you. It's all to help you elevate without an explosion. Anyone that is promoting, if you got this, you're not going unless you redeem yourself. People chose to or not to for whatever reasons they chose. That is not a deal breaker on whether you're going through the pearly gates or you've been deemed to be loved enough here, or you're going to get the right information or not, or whether your spiritual connection will be severed. If you believe that, again, you're creating polarization of one side and this side. If you believe claiming onto one brick and mortar religious doctrination, you're wrong there too. Because again, that is some of the biggest divides, and people lose their lives over that for centuries now. When someone tells you you're not dressed appropriately, or you need to wear this and you need to believe that and you need to declare this and you need to declare that, that's an occult type thing. So see that for what it is. Even if the people around you seem really nice, but many of them are just following the blind shepherd instead of being the shepherd, being your own flock. We all know that there's people out there in the world who have their lights very dim. We all know that those dimmer lights can create dark deeds. We're aware of that. We're aware of the obstacle courses of addictions and certain vices that will absolutely dim your dimmer switch, even when you think you're having fun doing it. We all know that some crops and soils and things are intentionally tampered with. We also know that there's genetic modification in a lot of things, but yet we buy those dogs, we buy those flowers, we consent to a lot of it. But today's the day where you can say, you know what? I'm going to pump those brakes. I'm going to step away from the flinging, slinging donkey dung, and I'm not going to swing it either. I'm going to look at everyone as loving beings of light. And as I tune into my own loving being of light and the breath of that source light, I align my antenna and the information that comes to me and through me, because we are transmitters, will be of love and will serve me well. My systems within my physical avatar will thank me for detaching from all of these siphoning tasers of information. Sometimes we have to step away and connect with our breath in order to really allow all the systems to cohesively work together in harmony and balance the way they're intended before we go out and make them all crazy, like we do with our children by tossing them into all kinds of emotional upheaval by physically placing them in places very early in life. And I know some of it is out of necessity, so I am not pointing finger. I'm just saying we create haywire children and haywire teens and haywire adults because of our lifestyles. So instead of adapting blame, shame, coulda, shoulda, wouldas, what ifs, why nots, whatevers, start overs, do overs, pump those brakes. Give yourself some time for clarity, for inner perspective, inner contemplation, and see things and feel things and sense things a little differently. And remind yourself throughout the day until it becomes autopilot that you want to see, sense, and feel with clarity. Sometimes that just means you got to turn off a sensory and close your eyes, plug your ears up, seal your pie hole, put your hands over your heart, and just be in a space of silence. And be content with that. Because you didn't come here not to know what you needed to do. You didn't come here to be taken off course